see how to use this useReducer function instead of the useState. So in the till the time we have used these two state functions, right? useState for oText and the rtext, that is original text and reverse text. Okay, now try to use this useReducer. Like as I said, whenever you have the complex state management, like we have the multiple state management variables, then how to avoid that one and use the useReducer. Okay, because useReducer will simplify this state management. Okay, so let's try. Let's create the useReducer function here. So syntax is same, constant. We have to declare the constant array. First variable will be the variable, that is nothing but the state variable. Okay, then the second one we have to pass the dispatch function. Okay, is equal to useReducer, that will accept the two parameter. The first one is the reducer function. You can use any name, but recommended to use the reducer name. Then the second one, and the second parameter is the initial state. This is nothing but the same as we have in a state useState, right? Initial values. Okay, so first one is the state variable. Okay, so this variable, state variable, will hold all the state management variables. Okay, then second one is the dispatch. This is nothing but the one of the method, okay, which will call this reducer method as a callback method. And third one is the initial state. So let's create one by one of this one. Okay, now let's first remove this useState variable, whatever we have declared. Okay, alright, now let's create the first initial state. Okay, so const initial state equal to, I will create the object which will have the two fields. Like first one is oText. Okay, oText, which will have the initial value as a blank. Second one is rtext, nothing but the reverse text, which has the initial value as the blank. So that is done. Now initial values, whatever we want to declare for this our variable oText and reverse text, is declared. Now let's create this reducer function. So reducer function, okay, reducer function is receiving the two parameters. Okay, we'll accept the two parameter. Okay, so that two parameter are, first one is the state, that is nothing but the current state, okay, before updating, and the second one is action. Okay, and this function will return the state. Okay, after your logic, how to update whatever the logic you want to implement by updating that state. After once you update the state, you have to return that state. Okay, as of now currently I am returning state as it is. Okay, what is this action, right? What is this action? What I am doing wrong here? Okay, all right. Okay, so what is this action? Action is nothing but when we are calling the dispatch method will call this reducer as a callback method, and this dispatch method will pass this action variable to this reducer. Okay, so let's say now we have declared this useReducer, we have created this reducer function, we have declared the initial values also. Now these two are remaining, right? So dispatch is nothing but the method which we have to call for this updation of the state, right? So as we have the onKeyUp function we have already created, right? Whenever user types something, this function will get called, right? onKeyHandler. So onKeyHandler, let me remove the state set text variable, because we have already removed that by using the useState, right? That is no more because we have already removed. Now once user added some, entered some variable or some like value in that text, this function will get called. Okay, because it's called on onKeyUp. As soon as we inside this function we can use like a dispatch method. We can call the dispatch method. To this dispatch method I will pass the object, one object. This dispatch method, whenever we will call the reducer method, whatever the object we are passing here will be passed as an action. Whatever the object we are passing to this dispatch method, whenever the dispatch method will call the reducer method as a callback method, will pass as a action variable. Okay, so now in this object what I will do, I will add the two syntax. Okay, the first one is like what is the type. Okay, now I will create the first variable is the like a type in this action. Okay, this will be the type. Okay, let's say give the like a update, whatever the value, let's say update or copy. Now let's say I am giving the name as a copy. Okay, then second variable, it's nothing but let's give as a payload. Okay, I have given the name as a payload. Now inside that payload what I want to pass, whatever the user has entered the value. So event dot target dot value. Okay, so now what I have done, I have called the dispatch method, pass the one object which has the two field, type and the payload. Type value is the copy, or you can give as a reverse, whatever you want. Okay, reverse, I have given the like a reverse, then payload as a whatever the value user has entered. Now what this dispatch method will do, internally as a callback it will call the reducer method. Okay, it will call the reducer method and will pass this object as an action. So now inside this reducer function we get all this whatever the updated value user has entered as a payload. Okay, now what I want to, I have to update the state value. This state value has the current like previous value of the state. Okay, now as soon as the user has updated, I have to update it, right? So what I have to do, I have to use the spread syntax, what we have discussed in previous lecture, right? What is the spread syntax? Okay, so state. Okay, out of the state I have to update the value of o text and r text, right? So o text, and what will be the value of this action dot payload, right? Action dot payload. Similarly I have to update the value of the r text also. R text value will be like action dot payload dot split, whatever the reverse logic we have written, split, then reverse, then join. Alright, so what I have done, so like we have created the reducer function. This reducer function will be called by this dispatch method and pass the variable like a type and payload. Now once you come to this reducer function, we have to return the state. We have the previous state, now I have to update this state. Okay, so with the updated value, so I have used the spread syntax, like which will copy all the variable as it is. Now I have to update the value for this o text and r text. So I have used the spread syntax to replace the value of this particular field. O text will be updated by the action.payload and r text will be updated by the action.payload.split reverse, whatever the function we have written for the reversing the string. Now we have the all o text and reverse text inside the variable called as a state. Okay, so because useReducer has added the value to the state function, state variable, now we have to show on the UI, right? So previously we have written that o text because we have used the useState, but currently it's like now using the useReducer which has the variable as a state. State nothing but it's a object which has the multiple values. So for that one we have the state dot otext, because here you can see in initial values we have declared as otext and rtext. These are nothing but the values of state. Okay, so here also I will make it as a state dot rtext. Now let's try to run it. Let it compile. Okay, it's giving warning some because we have already removed that one, but import statement is not removed, so let's clear it. Okay, perfect. So no warning now. Now let's see. Let me refresh it once. Now as soon as I type A, so all values are replicating. Let me give as a AB. So here you can see original AB, replica AB, reverse is BA. Means whatever I am typing, it is getting updated. Means this is nothing but the by using the state management. And now we are not using the use state, we are using the reducer, right? By using the reducer we are updating the states. Okay, so for example, if you have the multiple state, you can use the useReducer function. Now here I have given the type as a reverse. In your case you can have the multiple scenarios. That time simply you can write the switch case here, like if action dot type is equal to reverse, then update the state with these values. If else, like action dot type is equal to copy, update the state with these values. That kind of logic you can apply. Means whenever there is a complex logic you have to apply on the state management, that time you can go with the useReducer. Hope so guys, you are clear with the useReducer hook. If you are new to channel, okay, please do subscribe, like and share the video, and do not forget to click on the notification bell icon, so that whenever the new upload or new tutorial series has started, you will get the notification. So please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.